Hey guys, I'm BTC. I am at Hi-Rez headquarters with...
I'm Gary Mahelli. I'm the PR specialist for Hi-Rez Studios.
Thank you very much for having me at the studios. This is amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing all your new secret stuff that, that I can't talk about or disclose.
Right.
Sorry. So tell us what you do here.
So I'm like the PR guy, so to speak, for Hi-Rez Studios. So a lot of my day is interacting with influencers. Influencers like yourself on YouTube. I interact
Bad influencers.
Yes, we love the bad influencers. But yeah, people who are interested in SMITE that can help us get the word out. Also, a lot of press entities like IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, those guys. Bloggers, anyone who owns like magazines, websites, stuff like that. So just a lot of interaction with people who don't know much about the company but want to learn or want to give us coverage. I talk to some of the local press guys a great deal too. So kind of see myself as like the first layer of communication, like surrounding the company, so to speak. So I also answer any email that comes in through the press inbox. I'm usually the one to answer those too.
So if you want to talk to someone at Hi-Rez, this is your man.
You probably will talk to me, or you already have. So
now, we just had the launch tournament, which was very successful, I think.
Thank you.
So, what was your idea for the entire tournament? Because $100,000 is a lot, but it actually went up to $200,000, right?
Yeah, 200,000 plus.
So that's quite a bit of change for a tournament. Do you see it getting bigger and better each year?
I do. I see it getting bigger and better each year, and it's important to point out that 200,000 was actually it was made possible because of the community, so because of you guys. The tournament started off as 100K, and then we're like, all right, so we have this in-game exclusive skin called Poolside, and it's like probably one of the most hilarious.
Release the Quacken.
Yes, one of the most hilarious skins I've ever seen. And it's funny because like we had like tossed around that idea a while back, but it never actually got into the game, and then it just made a lot of sense because you had the prize pool and you had the Poolside, and so every time players would buy the Poolside skin, we added $5 to the overall tournament prize pool. Later on, we released also limited edition Poolside t-shirts that we did the same thing. Every Poolside t-shirt that was purchased, we added $5. So we went from 100K to 200 some odd number, I can't remember the exact, but over 200K dollars for the overall prize pool thanks to the community and their involvement. So that was amazing.
I've seen that sort of thing before, and I personally really like it because it allows the people that enjoy the game to be a part of it. So it's not, you know, when you watch something like the Super Bowl, the World Series, or any of, you know, other types of tournaments, it's like you can root for them, but this is a way of actually supporting not just the company, but the players. And since esports is, in America at least, it's still very new. If you're in Korea, you're a rock star if you're in esports. I was in Korea for a little while. It was just crazy.
Wow.
But I think here in the States, it does need a little bit of help because esports isn't really considered a sport just yet, even though it takes a great deal of talent in order to do what those guys do, like Solo Mid and Dignitas and Denial and all those other. The level of skill and training required for that is just amazing.
Yeah,
and I think it really helps when just the regular player can say, well, I'm going to help the tournament and help the players that I want to see and blah, blah, blah. So I think that's a really, really good model that you guys used, and I hope more companies continue using that model. Now, the MOBA community is getting kind of packed. Like, there's a lot already. You've got the original Dota and Dota 2 and League of Legends and you know, another one coming out, Infinite Crisis, and you got SMITE. So what makes SMITE stand apart from the rest?
Smite, Smite is different because of a couple things. Mainly, it's from a third-person perspective. So your traditional MOBA game, you'll be playing from a top-down isometric view, and then the controls are click to move, click to attack, and all that type of stuff. Smite is a third-person camera, so you're brought in really tight and close over the shoulder, and the controls are WASD for movement and mouse for sort of like orientation. So it sounds like a small change, but it makes the gaming experience like completely different. Like suddenly you can't see what's directly behind you. In order to run the fastest, you have to give up sight on who's pursuing you and just turn tail and run. You're always curious about, is there someone coming from the lane? You gotta check it. You can strafe, all this type of stuff. So it makes you a lot more the experience is more visceral. It's more intense. When there's team fights going on, you're seeing all this crazy stuff happening from like almost an up close perspective, and it makes it just much more sort of in your face and like a spectacle. I think one of the reasons Smite's such an awesome game to watch is because you see all these details of the character and the environment and the maps and the explosions and all the attacks, and some of our ultimates are just like crazy, like over the top, which I think
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken, right? Giant duck comes out of nowhere, just like destroys everyone, and you're like, what's happening? I don't understand. So it's amazing to watch. It's a lot of fun to play. Also, it's based on mythology, so as everyone knows, it's gods and goddesses and heroes and villains from all different types of world lore and cultures, and it's just amazing to see what our art team does when they take these characters from stories and they interpret them for our game. Like, what pantheon are they? How should they look? How should their kit match their story and all this type of stuff? And we have in the game, you can actually read the background lore on all the characters. So even if it's like an obscure god that you might not know about, like Bakashura or Vamana or like Scylla or something like that, you can find out exactly, what is the story behind these guys, and that's pretty cool. So we find that people enjoy Smite for a ton of different reasons. Some people just like the lore, they like the mythological background. Some people, like myself, come from an MMO background, so the control scheme fits them. We also find that FPS players find the controls a lot more accessible than, say, like, other MOBAs where it's click to move. So it's interesting.
Well, another thing with, like you say, the FPS appeal is everything in this game is skill shot.
Yes.
So there's no like lock-ons really or anything like that.
No.
So if you want to hit somebody, you actually have to time it, and so your projectile has to get to the right spot at the right time. You can't just click it and the computer takes over. So I find that really appealing because, again, I'm a very competitive gamer, and anything that increases the skill factor, that makes it more on the player as opposed to the RNG-ness of a lot of games. Like I personally find that really appealing. Yeah. So, well, anyways, we got some secret stuff to go and check out.
Yes, we do. Some very cool stuff.
So, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I was here at the SMITE launch event. It was amazing. It's still available on the Twitch, correct?
Yes, you can watch VODs of all that stuff. GameVid Expo, the SMITE 200K tournament. That's the tournament. I only caught like the last day really because I was handling things at GameVid. But it was the matches were just explosive. Like, I was screaming and jumping out of my seat without even realizing what I was doing. So, but yeah, you guys can check all that stuff out on our Twitch VODs.
And final thing, in case you have never played Smite, there's no reason for you not to, because it's free to play.
It is free.
So there'll be a link in the description. Go download it, try it for yourself. You will like it.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.